Hello and welcome back to JMFM, where today we are carrying on in our Leicester series, building on the foundations. In our last video, we watched our season kind of come to a bit of an abrupt end, where we lost to Liverpool in the Europa League and then followed that up with losing to Man U in the semi-final of the FA Cup. And since then, that has kind of set the tone for how our season has ended. We then went away to Brighton, where we lost 3-2. Then we had two good wins against Sheffield United and Leeds, followed up by another loss to Man U in the league. Then we beat Wolves, then lost to Burnley, beat Newcastle, and then lost to Villa. It has been a very strange end to the season. For what could have been such a good season has ended up kind of fading out a little bit, and it's a good thing that our early season form was so strong, because we have ended it very poor. Part of the reason for that is due to rotation. So since we went out of the Europa League and the Cup, I was looking at the games left and I thought they're all teams that are mid-table or lower half, and we could rotate a little bit more, and because of that rotation it has cost us some games. When you actually look at the games we've lost, they are by very small margins, but obviously that's how things are in football. It is the smallest of margins. So today we come up against Sheffield United, who are bottom of the Premier League, where if we win the game, we will finish in the Champions League spot. We are currently in 4th position on 73 points with a 33 goal difference. Chelsea are on the same amount of points with 2 less goals. I believe that they host Southampton today. However, they have got the Champions League final against Real Madrid coming up. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of team they field. So we know it's in our own hands, really. If we win and get the result that we're after, we will be playing Champions League football next season. So the team for today is Schmeichel, Justin, Fofana, Roberts and Thomas as our back four, Chowdhury and Doyle in midfield, Edwards, Maddison and Barnes as our attacking midfield three, with Jamie Vardy up top. Obviously straight away, the obvious players missing are Wilfred Ndidi and Yuri Tielemans. If I'm being completely honest, it's because Chowdhury and Doyle's form and just general play has been so much better on the whole for me, probably since January onwards. When you look at Ndidi and Tielemans' average rating this season is a 6.87, and when you think we're a team that has actually done really well this season, I just don't think that's good enough. As good as a player he is, there's no point being our best player if you play like our worst player most weeks. Obviously, I know the same could probably be said about Marcus Edwards. However, Marcus Edwards is contributing with goals and assists, whereas Yuri Tielemans is not. He's provided 4 assists all season. 3 of those come in the Europa League in the group stages as well. The other obvious exemptions are Soyuncu, who is currently out injured, and Johnny Evans. Hayden Roberts has come in since January and has really stepped up to the mark, to the point where he's probably my third choice centre-back now in my eyes, behind Soyuncu and Fofana. So it'll be interesting to see how he can kick on and develop. And then the final thing to note is Jamie Vardy. Since January, he has been in the decline. When you look at his physicals, his pace is now down to 14. He hasn't really had any injuries and no real problems, but he's really starting to drop now. As they say here, he's a regular starter but maybe past his best. And those 18 goals in the league, a lot of those were scored very early on in the season. And Joe Gelhardt will count himself unfortunate not to be starting today, because he's actually got 17 goals for us this season, and they're evenly spread throughout the competitions, and he is really starting to play his way into my thoughts as a reason to be starting. So there's the team to today. Let's get into the game. So boys, we want to get motivated. We're the favourites here. Go out there and give them fans something to cheer about. Let's get some Champions League football next season. So we are 15 minutes into the game with our first highlight. James Maddison with a free kick put into the box, and it's fell for Maddison again, but they've cleared it away. On a side note, Aaron Ramsdale, who is in goal today for the relegated Sheffield United, is someone who I'm looking to target in the summer transfer window, because Schmeichel, who has still been playing well for us, however, my coaching team are saying that he is now past his best, so he is someone that I am looking to not move out the club, but to fade out a little bit more. And I don't think that Dewhurst is ready yet. Unlucky. Good header at the back post from Barnes. 33 minutes into the game. Not a lot has been happening so far. Hopefully we can get a nice goal before half time. Doyle to Roberts. Our centre half picking the ball up out in the wing. I don't like that. Doyle. He's crossed it in, and then it's breaking for Mousset here. Sheffield United on the counter. Mousset is just dribbled past our entire defence, and Schmeichel with a great save. And it's going to be a Sheffield United corner. John Fleck swinging the ball in, and it's been headed away. James Maddison carrying the ball out. Can we counter? Carrying it down the left-hand side. He's got bodies in the middle, and Osborne with a great tackle. 39 minutes, and as it stands, we are still in a Champions League spot because Chelsea are drawing with Southampton. Justin into Vardy, and he's kicked it straight at Ramsdale, and it's gone out for a corner. Will we live to regret that miss? Maddison swings the ball in, and it's cleared. Doyle picked it up on the edge of the box, keeps the ball moving. Playing it out from the back. Fofana to Justin. Into Chowdhury. Back to Justin. Down to Edwards. Slipped into Vardy. Set to Maddison. He's tried a difficult ball, and it's been headed back to Ramsdale easily. Hoofed long. Brewster's won the knockdown for Osborne. And Fofana's cleared at the near post. Maddison carrying the ball up the pitch. Jamie Vardy making a run inside him. And Maddison found Vardy, but Vardy could only hit the outside of the post. Baldock. Thomas clears. Barnes has picked it up to Roberts, to Barnes, to Doyle, into Maddison. Driving again. James Maddison's been really good so far this half, really carrying the ball up the pitch for us. Maddison, he's beat his man, slipped in Vardy, into Barnes, to Chowdhury, to Doyle. Switch the play to Justin, who's in. Can he pull it across? He's pulled it across, and it's been bundled into the back of the net by Harvey Barnes. And that is 1-0 to Leicester on the final day of the season. We are 1-0 up at half time, and to make it even better, Southampton have gone 1-0 up against Chelsea. So at the moment, we are in a very strong position to finish in that fourth place and that final Champions League spot. James Maddison standing over the free kick, whips it in. Roberts rose, but it's been headed away. Oliver Norwood's picked it up. Brewster to Fleck. Tried to switch play, but Thomas has read that well. Thomas carrying the ball down the left-hand side for us brilliantly. Crossed it across to Barnes. And it looks like the ref's given a penalty. It didn't look like one to me. I think VAR is going to rule this out again. On a side note, Luke Thomas has come in this season replacing Ben Chilwell, which was quite a big job. And he has come in and has done brilliantly for us. What's the ref given? No penalty, I thought as much. It's 60 minutes into the game. We are still 1-0 up. However, Southampton have now gone 2-0 up. So it would take a lot now for us to finish outside of the top four. We would need to lose this, and Chelsea would need to come back. So there needs to be a 5-goal swing against us to lose that fourth place. So Tommy Doyle, it hasn't been his day after all. So Yuri Tillemans is coming on to show what he can do and make amends. Jamie Vardy, another one. This could be the end. No, it's not going to be the end of Jamie Vardy, because I still don't think Gelhardt is up to it, and I don't just want to get rid of Vardy. So because he is a team leader, the same with Schmeichel, he will slowly be phased out, and it has already started to happen in the latter end of the season. 65 minutes, Fofana with the ball, plays it to Roberts, to Baldock. Great tackle from Tielemans, really trying to prove a point to me. Luke Thomas with a wicked ball across, Hamza Chowdhury nods it down, and James Maddison tucks it in. And that should be us in the Champions League. Final substitution, James Maddison has just scored the goal that will guarantee us Champions League football next season, so I'm going to get him to come off to a standing ovation. He's been excellent for us this season. Robertson with the throw into Berg, down line to Sharp, to Berg, into Sharp again, who's played in Mousse, and he scored at the near post. Maybe I was talking a little bit too early about Champions League football. Maybe Sheffield United didn't like that. And that is the game. We have finished 2-1 winners against Sheffield United. So with Chelsea losing to Southampton, and with us beating 20 placed Sheffield United on the day, we have finished in the Champions League spot. However, at the moment, it is saying we have only qualified for the Euro Cup. So I hope that changes. This is a new feature within Football Manager this year. I'm not sure what to expect. I've just loaded this up and I'm ready to see what happens. So we're brought with this new screen. So end of season review, as you can see there, that's the Carabao Cup trophy, which obviously we won early in the season, which is nice to see. So the new arrivals. So this season, it was a busy season in the transfer market, and it's safe to say there was some good business done in bringing in new key signings who contributed hugely to this season's success. So transfers in, we brought in Tommy Doyle, who played 30 games in total, providing 12 assists and getting a 7.27 average rating. Hayden Roberts from Brighton for 13 million. Played 25 games with a 7.26 average rating. Tommy Doyle, we have looked to renew his loan for the next season. So hopefully Man City have already accepted. Hopefully Tommy Doyle agrees to it. I did try putting in a clause in there to purchase him. However, Man City wanted way too much money at the moment. So Marcus Dewhurst for 21 million from Sheffield United with a 7.06, and he has a star next to his name, so maybe that means he was my signing of the season. There you go, which is quite an interesting one considering he only played 16 games for us, so that's nice to see. Todd Cantwell came in, played a lot of games for us, almost 50 games, 11 goals, 10 assists, was a very good squad player for us. Charlie Cresswell, 18-year-old, only played 7 games, played well for us. Didn't play as much as I wanted him to, but next season, with the likes of Johnny Evans fading out a bit more, I think Cresswell will get more game time. Joe Gelhardt did really well for us, 17 goals for our second choice striker. I think it's brilliant. The season results. The Foxes were one of the competition's feel-good stories, defying expectations. That's to an impressive spell of form that began in January and saw them rise as high as third. Were able to celebrate a job well done. So our board expectation was top half. We finished fourth. We had a 96% attendance. The competition's top goal scorer for us was Vardy with 18, and the board are delighted that we finished in the Champions League spots. It was a very good season for us, and the fact that we finished fourth above the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Everton and Tottenham shows what a good season it was for us. Moments to remember. There were times where the fans didn't think it was possible, but some great goals and impressive results made them believe. So, the biggest win of our season was 10-0 against Silex in the Europa League group stage, where a rotated 11 absolutely dominated the game. Our match to remember was our 3-1 victory away to Napoli, where Joe Gelhardt, Barnes and Edwards all scored goals, and our goal of the season was from Cengiz Under, whose loan I will not be making permanent, because as well as he did for us, I don't know, there's just something about him that I'm not sure on. But again, he did get our goal of the season. So the finances for this season, the club's reputation has not changed. No new sponsorship deals, so that all stays the same. Our shirts sold as you'd expect. Jamie Vardy, Tielemans, James Maddison, Harvey Barnes and Schmeichel were our best sellers. How we lined up. So our best 11, we rotated the team quite a lot this season, spreading out playing time over the squad and demonstrating our strength in depth. Our strongest 11 this season was Schmeichel in goal, James Justin and Luke Thomas at fullback, with Fofana and Soyuncu in the back, finishing off the back four. Then a midfield pairing of Doyle and Chowdhury, which was proven to be my best options. Then an attacking three of Barnes, Maddison and Under, with Jamie Vardy leading the line as you'd expect. So, the accolades for the system. Who won what? The hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at the end of the season. So, the player rewards. Fans player of the season was James Maddison. Young player of the season, Wesley Fofana. Signing of the season, Dewhurst, and goal of the season was Under. So we had some record breakers. The most assists was from Under. James Maddison did actually have 14 assists as well. Most player of the matches was Maddison. Worst discipline was Soyuncu, and our youngest goal scorer was Kian Pennant at 16 years old. So, history in the making. Your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such feat didn't go unrewarded. So, 4-2 victory against Arsenal, Carabao Cup winners, and that has been a great season for us. So, we will finish that off. So, that is our season review on their version of things done. So, our squad this season, there are a few players who I would like to discuss. So, assists. Cengiz Under did get the most assists according to the data, I'm assuming because he played less games. However, James Maddison did get 14, and special mention to Tommy Doyle, who spent games coming off the bench a lot of the time and playing in the cup games, and he still registered 12 assists for us, 5 in the Europa League and 6 in the Premier League in only 16 Premier League games. He's developing really nicely. I do have his loan hopefully renewed, and I'm really looking forward to see what he can bring for us next season. In terms of goals, Jamie Vardy with 34. Joe Gelhardt did amazing. 17 goals for us, a lot of the time coming off the bench, with 12 Premier League starts and 6 substitute appearances, and he managed to get 9 goals for us in the league and 6 in the Europa League, and again developing very nicely. Beyond that, special mentions again to Barnes and Maddison, both contributing 16 goals. Cantwell, Edwards and Gray also reaching double figures. So as you can see, goals very evenly spread throughout the team. And then in terms of our average rating, Wesley Fofana, our highest rated player, and he has just come on leaps and bounds, and he is such a good player for us. He has been essential to all the good things that have happened, as has this young man. Where is he? Luke Thomas played 31 games off, and further 8 off the bench, a 7.15 average rating, and he's still only rated at 2 stars, but still has that potentially 4-star potential ability. I said at the beginning of the save that his stats do look very well rounded, and I can't wait to see how much he progresses and how good he actually becomes. Over the coming years, he is definitely one I think will break into that England setup. Wesley Fofana has won the English Young Player of the Year for the Premier League. Let's congratulate Wesley. Congratulations on winning it. You've had a great season. And goal of the season, Cengiz Under finished 3rd. So that is it for today. I have arranged some pre-season friendlies and a tour and our own little Leicester Cup. So we've got a very busy pre-season ahead of us, hopefully with lots of transfers incoming and some outgoings as well. So thank you for watching JMFM. That is the end of our first season. If you have enjoyed watching the season 1 progress and how we have gone about our business, then please like and subscribe the videos, and I will see you soon.